Hey everybody, welcome to a holiday episode for Thanksgiving of Cooking with Mr. Dustin. Today we're going to make one of my favorite Thanksgiving dessert kind of dishes, but you can eat it for breakfast too because they're muffins. Today we're going to make Pumpkin Chocolate Chip Muffins, and you're going to need several things to do this, to cook along. You're going to need 4 eggs, 2 cups of sugar, obviously a can of pumpkin, 1.5 cups of oil. So those are all of your wet ingredients. Then you're also going to need 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda and baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt and cinnamon, and then you'll need 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips. So first things first, we're going to take our wet ingredients, as with most things whenever you're baking, and combine all those things together. And so we'll get that started first. So I'm going to add my sugar into my mixing bowl. I'm going to pour my oil, 1.5 cups of oil, top of my sugar, and then I've got to break my eggs into this as well. And if you are like me, sometimes I crack the eggs and end up with shell in it. I like to crack my eggs into a container so that I can fish out the eggshell that I invariably get into it. That way, it's not in my final mixture. All right. And I'll dump my eggs. I didn't get any shell in there. Dump my eggs. And then I'm going to add the pumpkin. And we're going to mix this together very thoroughly. And then we'll start working with our dry ingredients. Okay. So my wet ingredients are very much combined, very soupy looking. Now, I need to take my dry ingredients. This is my 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons baking soda, 2 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Alright, and then I just need to mix these together so that they're blended pretty thoroughly. Obviously anything with flour has a tendency to and go everywhere. So just be gentle with that. Just kind of combine these. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a little bit at a time of the dry into the wet so that it can mix and combine very well. So I'm just going to add, I don't know, maybe a quarter or a third of my mixture here. Just lower my mixer and turn it on. Add some more. And each time that I'm mixing these together, I'm waiting until the mixture doesn't have any more of the white from the flour, so that it turns all orange like the rest of the pumpkin. And then once that's mixed in, turn it off, and we'll add the rest. One of the things you'll need to do is sometimes the flour gets up on the sides of the bowl. So I'm just going to use my spatula and push that down into the mixture. Now you can see in here, this is a very smooth mixture. I'm going to take the chocolate chips, about half of them. I'm just going to work on folding those in with my spatula. Once I feel like that's about mixed, I add the rest. Very good. Once you have everything mixed up, take your muffin cups, and we've put the little paper cups in there so that you don't have to spray. And we're just going to fill these something close to 2/3, 3/4 full. So I'm going to get a spoon and we'll dish that in there. About got my muffin cups full. Found about 2 of these bigger spoons full is about what these will hold. So this should make, I don't know, we're going to be able to get at least 2 dozen, maybe 3, maybe 2.5 dozen, I don't know. Anyway, so we'll take these now We're going to put them in the oven. You'll need to have your oven preheated to 400 degrees, and they will bake about 20 minutes. All right. So we'll let those bake, and then we'll get them out of the oven. All right, so we have had these in for 15 minutes, and we tested them. Put them back for another 2 to see if they'll be done. So the best way to check things like this is with a toothpick. We'll pull these out and poke a toothpick. And if it comes out dry, they're done. So my toothpick just has little crumbs on it. It doesn't have gooey batter on it. That's important. This ended up being 17 minutes for us in the oven. Put it in for 15, check it, and then if you need more time, let it go for more time. But again, that toothpick is a good way to do that. So, pumpkin chocolate chip muffins, one of my favorites. So, as always, thank you for joining me for another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dustin. Until next time, be strong and courageous.